Hi everyone, this is Karma with Onward Studios. In this Photoshop tutorial, I'm going to show you how to crop an image and how to straighten an image. I'm combining these because to straighten an image, you use the crop tool. So look at both of these methods. I have an image open right now that I want to crop. I'm going to grab my crop tool. When I do that, I get this bounding box around the image. It's not a bounding box, but you notice the dashed lines around the image along with handles on each side as well as in the corners. You can simply click and drag on these handles to crop it as you desire. Also grab any from the corner. That's one method. When you have it the way you want, by clicking and dragging those handles, you simply click this check mark to accept what you've done there. I'm going to escape out of this, or actually I'm going to discard by clicking this little icon that cancels that. I want to show you a couple properties of the crop tool. On this first drop down we have different settings. So if you want to do a specific size of your crop, you could choose 4x5, 5x7, etc. And depending on which setting you have here, you'll have these options. I think this is the width and the height that show up in the boxes next to you that you can change that if you'd like. I'm going to go back to just the top one, which is the default setting. I'm going to cover this in just a sec about straightening the image. And then we have overlay option. You'll notice as soon as I started dragging the initial dashed lines from around the edge of the image, I then get these lines going through. This is called rules of thirds, and that's showing up because of this option right here is turned on. If I click on that to turn it off, actually I think you have to have one of these selected, so if I change it to something else, we can do as such. I'm going to go back to rule of thirds. You could also, if you don't want to show that, click on this never show overlay, and that will go away. I'm going to leave that turned on. These lines just help define your crop a bit if you want to get very selective in how you're doing the crop. The next icon, which are some settings for the crop tool, if you're used to the crop tool in Photoshop CS5 or earlier, you might like to go back to the Use Classic mode, which will make the crop tool behave like it did in CS5 or earlier. And you have these other options too, to show cropped area, turn that off, etc. I like to keep the default settings as they are because I find it very helpful. Then this last setting is delete cropped pixels. I actually like to turn that off. And what that will do is that will keep those pixels available to me, even though I'm going to set this crop like such. If I go back and want to do a different crop, or even if I want to move this image around, notice I have more of the image available. Or to show you the same thing, if I go back and do the same crop over again and bring this out, notice the entire image is still there. So that's this option right here. To have that turned off, delete cropped pixels, it retains the original image. Alright, so that's the crop tool. I'm going to show you one other method to do the crop. So I'm going to discard this. Actually, I'm going to do file revert to go back to the original image. File revert takes you back to the last saved version. Another way to do a crop is, and sometimes I do this when I would do something quick and dirty, I grab my Marquee tool, the rectangle Marquee tool, and just simply click on the selection I want to keep. Then under the image option I have a crop option, and I will crop it to such. I'm going to Control V that back out. If I wanted to change a selection, I could go to Select, Modify, Select, Transform Selection. Will give me these handles, so I can drag these in and out as desired, or even from the corners as well. When I have it the way I want, simply click Enter. The first Enter, if I did a transform selection, will accept that transformation. Then the next Enter, actually not the next Enter, I need to go to Image, Crop, to delete everything outside those dashed lines. That's how I use the crop tool. Now let me jump to one other technique about the crop tool, and that is straightening an image. I went to another image here. When I have the crop tool selected, and we noticed this earlier, we have the straighten image option. I'm going to drag these back out all the way out. Turn this off here to ratio. Actually, you can totally do that. I had this set to a 5:7 when I selected my crop tool, so it kind of messed things up. Let me go back to ratio. Clear. There we go. The straighten tool. I'm going to grab this little, it's a ruler icon. And I'm going to simply click and drag along a line in my image. I'm going to use a shoreline here, like such. As soon as I release, it shifts that image so the line that I just drew is now straight across. It also takes care of any, getting rid of any extraneous image and keeping it within the borders. That's the straighten tool, which can also be very, very handy. All right, if you have any questions, you can contact me at onwardstudios.com, karma@onwardstudios.com, or go to the website onwardstudios.com and go to the contact page. Thanks for listening and watching.